UP Fighting Maroons with the biggest upset in UAAP this season as they beat the Ateneo Blue Eagles. The Fighting Maroons avenged their first-round loss against the Blue Eagles by defeating the champs and ending the champs' 39-game winning streak Sunday night at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City. UP winning by the slimmest of margins here in a heart-stopping battle of Katipunan Part 2. Final score 84-83. Big man Malik Diof led the Diliman-based squad with 18 points, also grabbing 16 rebounds. The Fighting Maroons withstood Ateneo's furious rally in the final period. James Spencer with the clutch three to give UP a 1-point lead down the stretch. Spencer finished with 12 points. And Richie Rivero seals the deal with a pair of crucial free throws for the Fighting Maroons. Rivero had 8 points as UP's ends Ateneo's unbeaten run, which dates back all the way to 2018. They also prevent the Blue Eagles from sweeping the elimination round and entering the finals right away. The traditional Final Four is all set. The UP Fighting Maroons will face the De La Salle Green Archers on Wednesday, still at the Mall of Asia Arena. That's at 2 in the afternoon. Then the Fighting Maroons have a twice-to-beat advantage here over the number 3 seed De La Salle Green Archers, while the top-seeded Ateneo Blue Eagles take on the 4th seed FEU Tamaraws in the second game. That will be at 6 p.m. Ateneo, of course, holds that twice-to-beat edge as well in this series. FEU entered the Final Four after defeating the UST Growling Tigers and also as a result of La Salle beating NU. And now joining us to go all out on this story is basketball analyst, head coach of Belangel, assistant coach of TNT, Coach Josh Reyes. Coach, well, good morning, happy Monday, welcome back to the show.
Good morning, Andre. I'm happy to be back.
Grabe energy, grabe coach. What a game last night. What a treat for sports fans. I was there at the Mall of Asia Arena and we all got our money's worth with both teams trading haymakers in the end game. UP led as much as 18, but at one point I knew at some point Ateneo would make a rally, and they did. But in your opinion, coach, from your point of view, what went right for UP? What went wrong for Ateneo and this Battle of Katipunan Part 2?
Yeah, first of all, you're right, Andre. That matchup delivered as promised. Very exciting, great for the basketball fans, and I just love seeing these two talented teams go at it. Well, for UP, they got their transition game going. That's their strength, getting out in transition, scoring, putting their talent to great use, and just displaying that firepower. And at the end, they executed well. They hit shots early and got the rhythm going.
Let's take a look now, Coach Josh, at the numbers from that game last night, UP and Ateneo, and UP just prevailing just a single point over the Blue Eagles here. And, you know, Ateneo, though was a better shooting team stats-wise, okay, we're going to take a look at the right graphics in just a bit. But UP, it was UP who made the most important baskets in the end game. The Fighting Maroons also having that edge, if we're going to see. There it is. Here it is right now. In the assists department here, 8 more assists compared to Ateneo. Points off turnovers as well here, 15-8 in favor of UP. 10 more fast break points. And this is actually striking for me, Coach Josh. 7 more bench points for the Fighting Maroons compared to only 16 by Ateneo, whom we've been applauding their bench whole season long. But for you, what stands out the most as we take a look at the numbers here, Coach Josh?
Well, like I just said, it stands out that everybody knows that UP's strength is their fast break attack, and they were really able to impose it and put it to good use. They were really able to execute against Ateneo's defense. But what strikes me the most is not about UP. It's Ateneo. So I don't know if UP did something well, but Ateneo didn't look their old defensive selves. The ball pressure wasn't the same.
Yeah.
The intensity on the ball. And, I think a huge part of their percentage assists as well that UP got was because of Ateneo's zone at the first 4 minutes of the ball game. UP made shots against that zone and never looked back. You can't give a talented team like UP that kind of confidence at the beginning of the game and expect you'll have an easy time moving forward.
Well, Coach Josh, now let's bring in one of UP's heroes last night. Really delivered a haymaker of a 3 in that game against Ateneo, James Spencer. And you recruited this guy for Belangel. You just told me. We got James joining us live via Zoom now. Hi, James. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Thank you. congratulations. What a game yesterday, James. 12 points for you, 4 of 9 from the floor, from the field, 3 of 7 from downtown, including that clutch tray in the fourth quarter. Congratulations to you. How are you able to stay composed and make those big shots, especially in that pressure-packed game? We know Ateneo, how composed and mature they are, but you guys also had that composure and that maturity down the stretch, especially you, James.
Thank you. I would just say we kind of, the last few games heading into Ateneo, sort of figured out what we needed to do to click as a team, and really that's just moving the ball and having that trust in each other. So we just said Ateneo, we shouldn't treat Ateneo as anything different. If anything, we should try to give them our best, especially in terms of doing what we do, moving the ball, playing good defense. And yeah, we just tried to execute, and yeah, it worked out.
Coach Josh, you have a question for your former Batangilas player?
First of all, what's up, mate?
What's up, man? Good to see you.
What's up? My first question is, can you please stop looking Australian with that tank top? No, I'm just kidding, my man.
No, mate, no.
Okay, so well, my question, of course, everybody knows that you are in a talent-laden team, a lot of big names, a lot of stars in that squad. But I believe the reason for your current success is everybody settling into their roles, getting comfortable and buying into each other's roles. And I believe in the forefront of that is your game, adapting to that role, being the defensive stopper, not necessarily being the star, but providing that crucial role in the game wherein their stars can do their job. So I just want to know is how's that adjustment, or how's that process for you, wherein you're playing with big names.
Yeah.
You're not particularly, the popular kid, but what do you do to ensure that you'll have the same impact as these stars?
I mean, it's not my first go around with a talented UP squad. Been with the team since season 81, and every year we've always had guys that can score the ball and guys that are going to have high usage. So I kind of know what my role is. It's being that glue guy and always guarding the other team's best player. And yeah, I know we have well-defined roles, and we just try to play our roles as best as possible.
Yeah, it's great to be part of a team, as Coach Josh mentioned, star-studded team, but you know your role and you embrace that role. So props to you, James. Not all players will do that. UP has been phenomenal in the elimination round. You guys are the number 2 seed, and you had an 8-game winning streak at one point, and you're the 2nd seed with a twice-to-beat edge, entering the Final Four against LaSalle. How are you guys preparing now for your next assignment? Because it's easy to be still on a high, on cloud 9 after that big win against Ateneo, but reality is you guys got to move on, focus on what's at hand and what's coming, which is LaSalle happening on Wednesday. James?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we said it straight after the game. So we said it after the game. Just enjoy the win, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah,
we have a really short schedule ahead of us. LaSalle on Wednesday, and then straight to the finals. So it's good to take the lessons that we can from these games, but at the same time have a short memory and just focus on the next game.
I like that mentality. It is what it is. You have a few days, and then you face LaSalle. LaSalle also on a high. They're in the Final Four again, number 3, facing you guys. You don't want to give them life and extend that series. Congratulations again. Big game for you yesterday, James. Thank you for being here on the show. Tell Coach Bo thank you. And hopefully we can have you here more often on the show. James, thank you, and good luck the rest of the way.
Congrats, man.
Thanks for having me.
We just spoke to James Spencer of the UP Fighting Maroons. Now, Coach Josh, great kid. And I like the attitude, Coach Josh. Mukhang na-train mo ng maigi to sa Batangilas. Coach Josh, let's go back. Balikan natin yung elimination round meetings between UP and LaSalle in the first two rounds. And, you know, it was a close game for both those two times, the first round and second round. UP won both times in the first round, 72-69 in April 23. And then April 7 naman for the second round, as we can see, ito, yan. So, 61-59 nung April 7, and then nung April 23, yung 72-69 here. Your thoughts here, Coach? Do you think this is what we can expect as well, like a close game? Do you think UP can close things out on Wednesday, or LaSalle, you know, will probably give them a run for their money and give them a tough time and extend the series for that do or die?
Yeah, Dre, I absolutely will be surprised if this will not be a close game.
Yeah.
So I fully expect this to be a nip and tuck game, a very close game. If you look at UP and LaSalle, really, they are like antidotes or the kryptonite for each other's game. UP, we already talked about their offense, their run and gun game, their offensive rebounding strength. And look at the other side of LaSalle, what's their strength? Their defense. They have active bigs. They have monster rebounders to counter the offensive rebounding of Diof, Lucero, Tamayo. On the other hand, you have the brothers,
Phillips brothers.
And
Yes,
Balthazar.
yeah, Mike
Yes,
Phillips,
and then they have really quick big guys to defend the transition offense or the quick fast break attack of UP.
Yeah.
So really, UP offensive strength, needs improvement on defense. LaSalle defensive strength needs a little quiet improvement on offense. So it's really, really a beautiful matchup that's upon us.
It's gonna be a great matchup for sure. Sabi mo nga, hindi ka magugulat kung magugulat ka kung hindi ma-extend to, because UP LaSalle, it's like kontrapelo yung both teams. It will be an interesting Final Four matchup between the Green Archers and the Maroons. Keys to winning, quickly, Coach, for both UP and LaSalle.
Well, UP just build on their execution. I believe that, they got their fast break game going, but it's their execution at the end game that pulled them through against Ateneo. When Ateneo tied the ball game, they executed that nice play, little rub flare screen for Carl Tamayo, and Carl draining it. Richard Rivera taking care of the ball, passing it to James Spencer. These guys passing to James Spencer with good spacing. So that execution is what pulled them through. So if they can continue that kind of execution in the end game, and like we said, we expect this game to be close. If they execute with that kind of composure, then that's their key. For LaSalle, it's their defense. Can they defend the UP firepower? Will they press? The LaSalle's difficulty. LaSalle really's character is a pressing team, but they found difficulty in pressing every game if you're playing three times every week. Yeah. So their last games, they kind of pulled back on that press to kind of preserve their legs. And of course, a big part is the health of Balthazar and Shawnee Winston. Yeah. So, we'll have to see on this game. Like I said, man, it's kontrapelo talaga yung strength sila.
Mismo. And si CJ Cancino also sustained an injury yesterday. Hopefully he's okay.
Oh yeah, that's the health spot. Yeah, we forgot to talk
Sana
about
maging
that.
Crucial. He'll be crucial as well for UP moving on against LaSalle. Coach, timeout muna tayo ng ating preview. But we will continue our Final Four preview of the UAAP Men's Basketball Tournament Season 84. We'll continue after the break. And SJ Belangel of the Ateneo Blue Eagles will join our discussion live. Our top story, the UP Fighting Maroons ending the 39-game winning streak of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. And basketball analyst Josh Reyes is still here with us on the show. Coach, let's move forward and talk about this Ateneo FEU Final Four matchup. Ateneo, the number 1 seed, with a twice-to-beat advantage here. Natalo ng Ateneo ang FEU twice in the elimination round. Let's talk about what can we expect or dito sa Blue Eagles. There you are. I was waiting. Sabi ko na wala ba si Coach Josh? Yan si Coach Josh. What can we expect here in the Final Four? Do you think somehow FEU can learn a thing or two after watching that how UP defeated Ateneo yesterday?
For sure, FEU can draw confidence on that game. Ateneo is not invincible. They can be beaten, However, as a coach, I'd hate to be the first team playing Ateneo after that loss. So it can go both ways, really.
Well, let's bring in Coach Josh. Our next guest, SJ Belangel of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Medyo masakit, but nakatulog naman. There he is. SJ, smile ka nga. Okay ka naman? How are you?
Good morning, good morning.
Thank you, SJ. Thank you for being back here on the show. Thank you. Alam mo, ibang klase pa rin. Natalo kayo ng UP. It was a big game yesterday at the Mall of Asia Arena. But ibang klase pa rin yung pinakita ng Ateneo. Rallying from 18 points down. Yes, you did lose 1 point. But still, kayo pa rin may twice to beat advantage against FEU in the Final Four. Let's talk about that game first yesterday. What happened, SJ? And at that 1 point, that three could have won it. Your three could have won it in the end game.
I think at the start, we had a bad start actually. And props to UP for having a great game talaga. And nag-prepare talaga sila para sa amin. And we just have to learn from it. And move on because hindi pa naman huli.
Yeah.
So,
Tama.
We just have to learn from our mistakes during that game and watch the video. Kailangan namin i-improve going to FEU game.
Tama, SJ. Short-term memory, di ba? Tapos na yun. Talo tayo. Okay, let's move on. Wednesday kagad. We'll face FEU in the Final Four. Coach Josh, anything you want to ask SJ? Go ahead.
Yeah, of course, it's the right mentality, SJ. You'd rather have that loss now kesa sa Final Four. So, that can just build build your team moving forward. So all I want to ask is, LJ, so how do you feel after that last play? So correct me if I'm wrong. I think it looks to me that the initial play at the end of the game was for Dave Ildefonso on a flare screen. James Spencer defended it well. And I really love the confidence of you, just the willingness to take the game in your hands and shoot it. I thought it was a great look. The defender went under the ball screen, and it's a shot you can absolutely make. Sometimes, really, basketball is a make or miss game. So now you've had the high of hitting a legendary game-winning shot. Now that you miss one, tell me the process now. What's the difference, and how are you treating this experience?
Great question.
For me, I just have to practice everything na mangyayari because we don't know what will happen at the end of the day. So with that, in that moment, actually, yun nga, nabantayan yung play, and it boils down to was the ball on the last possession. So sa akin yung last possession, so I just have to take what the defense is given to me and umander, and nagmintis. So it's a learning process, as I said earlier, but we have to move on. Just have to improve on my shooting. So, yeah.
Ganda ng tanong ni Coach Josh, no? Tama, yung tira ni SJ to beat Korea a year ago, and then, di ba, ibang-iba sa yung ngayon naman. It could have been different as well kung napasok naman ni SJ din kagabi, but props to SJ for taking that big shot as well. That's why we love having Coach Josh, as a coach. He can also dissect, and he saw what was happening in that play. SJ, FEU nga mga kalaban nyo. Sa Final Four, di kayo agad pasok sa finals. Dapat step ladder if you won yesterday's game. But still, you have that twice to beat advantage over FEU. How are you preparing? What will be your biggest concerns against FEU? We know you have your Gilas teammate RJ Barrientos there. What a great rookie season. That will be a great matchup for you as well. But what do you think about FEU in this Final Four matchup?
I've grown up watching Ateneo FEU rivalry all the time. Actually, FEU nagpapahirap talaga sa amin in all the games. And this season, lahat ng teams. Pero if you know the history between Ateneo and FEU, lagi nahihirapan yung Ateneo when it comes to playing with FEU. So we just have to watch the videos once again and learn from the mistakes na nangyari na ginawa namin during the FEU game. And it's gonna be a tough battle because we all know that FEU is hungry, but as I said, it will be a tough game. So paghahandaan talaga namin.
Excited ka na? Belangel, Abarrientos matchup. Nag-aasaran ba kayo ni RJ?
Wala pa.
Wala
Tulog
pa.
ata.
But SJ, good luck against FEU. Thank you again for granting us this interview after that tough loss against UP last night, 1 point. But again, it could have been different had you made that shot, that 3-point shot. Quickly, SJ, Kai Soto making waves, former teammate mo. What do you think of Kai entering the NBA draft? And sa tingin mo, which team will, saan siya bagay?
Just happy for Kai actually na nag-declare siya sa draft. It's been his dream. Since then, siyempre, nung nagsama pa kami dun sa high school, sa Ateneo, yung championship namin.
That's right.
Yun talaga yung ultimate goal niya. And for me, knowing na nag-declare siya, sobrang happy ko talaga. And siyempre, lahat naman tayo Pilipino, kapwa Pilipino, sumusuporta kay Kai and his decision. So, for me, kahit anong team na sana makakuha kay Kai, basta makakalaro siya sa NBA, it's gonna be okay for me.
Nagkausap ba kayo ni Kai? Kasi he watched
I'm
the game.
happy
SJ, nanonood siya kagabi, di ba, sa MOA? Nagkausap ba kayo ni Kai?
Kaya nga po eh.
Nagkausap kayo? Hindi na.
Right now po, hindi po kasi gabi na po kami nakauwi
tama.
diretso tulog. So maybe mamaya po makaka-chat ko na naman po yan.
Baka sabihin niya, hindi Kai siya yung malas. Nanood siya, tapos natalo kayo. Nanood din ako, so malas din ako. SJ, thank you again. And good luck against FEU in the Final
Thank you
Four.
so much
Thank you for
po,
being on the show
having me.
again.
Thank you,
We'll talk to you
Josh.
soon. That was
Right,
SJ
good
Belangel. SJ Belangel of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Meanwhile, our UAAP Final Four preview with basketball analyst-coach Josh Reyes will continue when we return. Stay tuned to Sports Desk only here on CNN Philippines, where we go all out for the day's top sports stories. We'll be right back. We're talking about the UAAP Final Four with basketball analyst-coach Josh Reyes. Coach Josh, ano sa tingin mo? Magiging keys to winning for both Ateneo and FEU kasi natalo nga ng Ateneo ang FEU on both occasions in the elimination round, but FEU with the momentum after that win, clinching a Final Four spot here. Can FEU turn things around, or will Ateneo get the best of the Tams again and take care of business right away on Wednesday?
Of course, anything is possible. It's a playoff game, so you never know what could happen. You know, it's a ball game. For Ateneo, they just have to get back to their regular defensive intensity, on-ball pressure, denying reversals, disrupting the opponents, because it's like UP, if you give FEU confidence at the beginning, if you start out flat like the way they did with that zone in the first quarter, then you're playing with fire. Abarrientos, Torres, all their shooters coming in from FEU. If give these guys, the Spitfire guards, a lot of confidence, then you're giving FEU a fighting chance in the end game.
Fearless forecast ni Josh Reyes. Sige nga, Coach. Hot seat ka. Para sa'yo, which teams are we going to see in the finals of UAAP Season 84? Is it Ateneo and UP, or is it what?
This wasn't part of the agreement, Andre. But no, of course. Hey, after watching that Ateneo and UP match, I'd love to see it again in the finals. Let's have 3 more games of that.
That will be a treat, right? That will be a treat. So I guess, I'm assuming that is your answer. Ateneo UP Fearless Forecast for Josh Reyes in the UAAP Finals. Coach Josh, before I let you go, I did ask SJ earlier, naging teammate sila sa junior, sa Blue Eaglets, and sa Gilas din as well. But Kai Soto, umabot sa'yo, no, Coach? Batang Gilas, tama ba?
Yeah, twice, under 16, under 18, and we qualified for 2 World Cups together.
That's right, I remember. So he declared last week that he will enter the NBA draft. It will be a stock draft. And like what you said, you've coached him multiple times sa Batang Gilas. In your opinion, do you think Kai is NBA ready? And which team do you see Kai fitting in well?
Great question, Dre. NBA ready for sure. I think the only question is not whether he'll be an NBA player, but it's whether or not he'll be a rotation player or a star player in the NBA. So I think that's the question. Which team? I don't think we like to see him with the Lakers right now. I'm thinking he'll be great with the Spurs, with Coach Pop's effectivity in using international players. But I'd love to see Kai with the Miami Heat. You know, with Coach Poe, our friend, to use that great passing ability as a big man for Kai, and he'll be able to stretch the defense for the Heat. So, there are a lot of teams that I know can use Kai's attributes.
Interesting pick. Actually, last week, we asked the fans also to answer. Sabi nga San Antonio Spurs. And maganda yung Miami Heat with Coach Spo there. Thank you, Coach Josh, again for your time on this Monday. Congratulations once again pala, head coach again of Batang Gilas. The best of luck to you forming your Avengers, Coach Josh.
Anytime, Ray. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you, and we'll speak to you again soon. Coach Josh Reyes, assistant coach of TNT and head coach of Batang Gilas.